The Slim Fast 14-day effect on your New Year's resolution. Day 1, the new year. You want to kick it off with a bang, and you're not just talking about fireworks. Day 14, you're ready to start this year right, looking great and preferably on top.
2 weeks is all it takes to get what you really want. Swap 2 meals a day for Slim Fast protein shakes or bars, get in a 30-minute workout, and stick to a 1,200-calorie diet to lose up to 6 pounds in your first 14 days. Find Slim Fast in a store near you.
You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Carrie Diaries After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Carrie Diaries After Show.
What is up, Carrie Diaries fans? We're back in the studio bringing you another wrap-up show here at AfterBuzz TV for the Carrie Diaries. This is Season 2, Episode 11, Hungry Like a Wolf. What did you guys think of the episode? Honestly, I like honesty. Straight up, tell it how it is.
Well, first off, guys, hey, I'm Annika Michelle, and I was honestly bored this episode.
You were bored this episode?
Yeah, and I was just telling the girls, I don't know if it was because I was hanging laundry while I was watching it or like I was distracted, but I was like, there's a lot going on. I shouldn't be bored, but I was bored.
I kind of felt the same way, too. There was a little too much going on at some points. I wasn't, like, focused on, like, certain characters as much. I wasn't paying as close of attention. I totally forgot to introduce ourselves also. I'm your host, Danica Kennedy. How about you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Anik Dufour.
And I'm Monica Michelle.
Proper introduction. Now let's get back into it. But what did you think of the episode?
I thought it was boring.
You thought it was boring?
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of a dead episode overall.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the
opinions.
last few of them were really, like, they were fun. But I think this one, for some reason, I just kind of, like, lacked any type of excitement for me.
Same here. I wasn't, like, drawn or that captivated by it in any means.
Even though there was, like, a lot going on, none of it was enough to, like, none of the little stories was like, oh, my God, I want to see what happens. It was just like, oh, that's what's happening kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is sad because it's a good show and we, like, love it, obviously, that we do this show. But I don't know. Just one episode is not a big deal that we weren't into.
I'm hoping that it gets juicier, that there's some big plot twist for the season finale because there's a few more episodes left. I hope that there's something like really dramatic or exciting that happens in Carrie's life, but I don't know. Some spiciness.
I know. They need it. Tell us what you guys thought at home, if you guys liked it, didn't like it, if you were bored, if you were excited.
Yeah, please
let us know.
Tweet us. Tell us all of your opinions. And let us know on YouTube, of course. We read the comments also. But let's jump into the first topic. Carrie and Bennet, they're kind of the main plot line in this episode, I guess you could say.
Yes.
So Carrie is... in the beginning of the episode, first of all, they're walking through the park. Do you remember? Mm-hmm. They see a hawk attacking a pigeon, eating it. And the whole metaphor for the episode is it's a dog-eat-dog world. You know, you have to kind of like, if you want something in, you know, your industry or in New York City, you have to like really go after it, even if you take other people down, is kind of like the message in the episode. And there's certain people that choose work over relationships or relationships over, you know, work and success for themselves. And I think there's two different personalities, and it kind of points out that like Sebastian is definitely more like, I'm going to guard the relationships over, you know, my business. But Carrie, on the other hand, did not do that. But Bennett's been going through a lot. You know, his ex has AIDS he's dying of, and he just went through the breakup with Walt, which we haven't seen Walt at all.
No, not this episode.
I kind of wanted to see them together to see if they were gonna like hash things out or see how he was dealing with the breakup also. They didn't really show that side.
I hope he I don't know if they will, only because this is kind of, I guess, a sort of a teaser. I didn't count how many episodes he's in, but on IMDb tells you how many episodes each character is in, and I think this was the end for Bennet. Because there's only 2 more episodes left, and he's only in, like, he's in 2, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I miscounted and he's on, like, a few more, but...
Well, it makes sense because they have him fired from Interview in this episode, which is pretty crazy. And they make it look like it's Carrie's fault, but it's not really. He was putting himself out there. He was, you know, skipping work, partying, you know, he didn't really care about the job anymore. And so Carrie at first was like watching his back and like, oh, don't worry, I'll like write the article for you about like whatever, jumper pants or something.
Yeah. Parachute pants.
Parachute pants.
MC Hammer pants, yeah.
That's MC Hammer.
Finally, 80s references, right? You're like, yes. Just kidding. But she did an excellent job. And Larissa knew all along that she was the one that wrote the article, but she was playing it up in front of her to Bennet, like, oh, great job on the article. So he would take the credit, making her jealous and mad. And Sebastian's like, then why do you do the work if you're going to, like...
Get mad about it.
Get mad. Like, you have to be willing to have someone else take, you know... the credit for it.
It's true though, because if you're gonna give someone else like if you're gonna say someone else did and you're gonna put in all the work, it's gonna suck. Well, then don't do it.
Exactly.
If you don't want them to get the credit, because that's what's gonna happen. No one's gonna know you did it.
Carrie always does this too. Like her character always does that, where she's like, "I'm gonna do something nice," and then she's like, "Wait a minute, why am I not getting it?"
It always turns back around to her and like doesn't turn out good.
Classic. But she ends up taking one of his interviews. She hears from a fellow employee that he's out partying, having a crazy time, and he's supposed to be interviewing this ballerina.
Yeah.
So she just the youngest ballerina, which I love ballet, so I loved this plot line, the part of the episode I was like the happiest about, I guess you could say. The most intrigued by the ballerina that just said it how it was.
Yep.
She just goes, though, and takes his interview without asking, which I don't know what you guys think about that, but I would have done the same thing because he's obviously not going to go. If it was like he was possibly going to go, then that's really mean because you're taking his job, but he's not going anyways. So someone else needs to do the job. Why not have it be you? You work at the same company.
Right.
Did you guys agree?
I agree. I mean, I totally would have gone. I mean, she knew that he wasn't going to go, like you said. So it's like, why not? You're just going to let it, like...
I don't think she did that much wrong in the episode, I guess, is how I felt. Even though he got really angry in the end that she took it. But even the prima ballerina said, you know, it's a kind of dog-eat-dog world. You have to go after what you want because she... took the spot of another ballerina that was kind of piecing out, you know, she was partying and bulimic and 24, so old, you know, for a ballerina.
I have to say though, when they did finally fire him, and then Larissa told Carrie to take his desk, and she was like, "Oh, I don't know." She like kind of felt weird about it. And then Larissa said something like, "Well, maybe you should ask Bennet how he got this job, then you wouldn't feel so bad about what happened." And then she went to like call, and I was like, please call Bennet. I want to know what he did to get his job.
Me too.
And then she was like, hey, it's Carrie from Interview Magazine. I was like, who cares? Call Bennet. Call Bennet and ask how he got the job, because I want to know. Who did he backstab? Who did he step on? Who did he like take down to get this job?
I felt the exact same way when that happened. I was like, yes, the plot thickens. It's gonna get so much juicier. And then it's like, it's Carrie Bradshaw from Interview Magazine, and it's like, we know who you are.
I was
the show's about you already.
So bummed out because I really wanted to know what he did, or like what kind of conniving thing went down when he got the job. I hope Larissa says it, but I kind of doubt it's gonna be brought up.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not the last that we see of him.
Me too. I like his character, but it would make sense for him to go out if he's gonna like leave this episode because they fired him, and they definitely ended on bad terms. Also,
he comes storming in the apartment, like not happy about it, and hits Sebastian like kind of by the shoulder on the way out.
And Sebastian kind of sided with him. Also, he was like, "Well, Carrie, you went for the jugular. Like, what did you expect?" He was like on uneven ground, and you knew that he was about to get fired, and you took his article, and she was like, I was just backing him up and blah, blah, blah. But he was gonna get fired anyways.
Yeah, he was, regardless of what she did. That sucks though that the boyfriend didn't side with her, like comfort her, like stand up for her in that moment, because he was just like standing there.
Yeah.
Sad.
Sebastian.
They're so different.
I know.
I'm curious to see what's gonna break them up, because I mean, obviously they're gonna break up. We know what happens to her in the future,
Right.
But it's like, ooh, when? Because they've already like had relationships and gotten back together and broken up. It's like, is it gonna be one of those relationships where they just keep breaking up and getting back together because of certain things, or cheating, or like what's gonna be the next thing?
Right.
That, like,
what's gonna like
Tears them apart.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, is it gonna be Maggie again? Someone else? I kind of doubt that would happen.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be Maggie.
I don't think
No.
so. I think that's like over with.
Maggie has a
completely.
new boy.
She does. We have to dive into that later.
We do.
Well, while we're talking about Sebastian, Sebastian's dad ends up coming out to visit. And at first he's like trying to neaten up the apartment and make sure that it's looking all neat. And he doesn't really know why he's coming out, but it ends up that his dad lost a ton of money, so he's taking his trust fund back away for him. Poor little Sebastian. He doesn't get his trust fund. He might have to sell his Porsche. What a poor little baby.
He might have to actually
Meanwhile,
work.
we're all at home like,
Like,
"Ugh,
poor
we all have
baby."
jobs. Like,
Yeah.
we wish we had trust funds. Like, I don't feel that bad for you, Sebastian.
No.
You're like puppy dog eyes, looking all like hot.
Yeah.
Freaking. I don't feel bad for you, Sebastian.
It must be nice though to have a trust fund.
Yeah.
I know.
I have no idea what that feels
I mean,
like.
it would be terrible to have it ripped away from you, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
be nice to have one in the first place, and to have a Porsche at age 16.
Right.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
right.
In my dreams.
Exactly.
Now he's gonna have to work for his money. I feel though, like, even though he has a trust fund, like, I feel like he'd be a hard worker if he got hired anywhere. Like, he's not a lazy like kid that just sits at home kind of thing. I mean, I feel like
He's
if he
so
got hired
cool,
anywhere,
especially
yeah.
with the skateboarding stuff that he's getting into. I love that that's part of his character now. He's like
Yeah.
a cool skater
entrepreneur
guy.
kind of
Yeah.
guy.
Tony Hawk.
I feel like he'd be a hard worker though. I kind of want to see where they'd put him working. I kind of want to see him work in a restaurant. Is that weird? Like, be your server? I'd tip him well. Just saying.
You're like, I want him to be my bartender. Just saying.
Pretty much.
He would get tipped pretty well.
He would get tipped really well, especially if it was like a bunch of girls that came in. Oh my god, done. Done. He made like rent in one night.
Well, I guess, you know, that we're all fans of him.
Yes.
He's always looking good, always staying slim. Speaking about slim,
With Slim Fast, 2 weeks is all it takes to get what you really want. In 14 days, the only thing higher than your confidence will be your hemline. This podcast is brought to you by Slim Fast. And I know we've said it tons of times before. And I said it even last night, if anybody watched that. But the chocolate shakes are seriously so good.
they are. I need to like step on getting back in shape, because I had my New Year's resolutions, but then I got sick. So
Yeah.
January was a throwaway month. February is all about Slim Fast, guys.
And
Get
getting back
in
in it.
shape.
Getting back in shape.
Got to get
Summer's
ready
around
for
the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Bikini
if you're-
body.
If you're in LA,
season.
summer is now. So
Yeah, right.
It's been really hot lately. That's
Yes.
true. Unlike New York, where this show takes
I
place.
know.
Sadly, otherwise we would have the cast members in a
I
lot more
know.
often. But speaking of the plot, we should get back into it. And some interesting things that happened in the episode. Samantha found a new job, finding a lost parrot
I love
on
it
the
that she
streets of New York. That she
calls it a job.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm about to get paid $500. It's like, what are you talking about, lady?
A parakeet. It's like, New York is gigantic. It's a bird. Who knows where
it
could
flew.
be.
Wait,
or
what was the
be
name?
crushed
What was
by.
the name of the bird?
Gabriel, I think?
Gabriel.
Yeah.
I love the way it's like Gabriel the bird.
So she tells Carrie her plan, and her plan is to basically make new flyers that say reward $50.
Yeah.
Put them up everywhere so everyone else will give her the bird, and then she'll give it back to the real owner and get a bigger chunk of the money.
Right.
I mean, honestly, she's smart.
She's smart.
And, like, if she just used her brains for maybe, like, not so
Something
conniving
else.
thing, then it'd be a little better. But she's just, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how that's a job, but that's hilarious to me.
It's so funny. I mean, it worked out
It
for
did.
her.
It
in the end.
did. It did.
But-
She got the bird.
And before she got the bird, she got a man for a little bit. What's his name?
Elliot.
She meets Elliot on the streets.
While she's
looking for
flyers.
Gregory.
Yeah.
And it was immediate connection, I guess you could say. He hit on her and invited her to go to his apartment to look for Gregory from a higher point of view. But it was obvious that they were just going to have wine and sleep together.
Yeah.
And so they sleep together. And then later she goes to the ballet with Carrie for the interview. And she runs into the guy. And he's married. And he's there with his wife. And he ends up sneaking away from his wife and being like, oh, we're in this open relationship.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. We're allowed to sleep with other people. So when his wife walks up to be like, come on, honey, let's go. Let's go to the car or whatever. Samantha's like, hi, I'm the lady that's sleeping with your husband, which is, who does that, first of all?
Yeah,
Who
right?
says that?
She does, obviously.
Of course, the wife gets really upset and storms off, and he's like, oh, we haven't really talked about the logistics or whatever.
At one point, I thought that, well, maybe he's lying about that, too.
I see that.
Yeah,
I thought
so
he
it's
was lying about
until
having
he
an open
said, oh,
relationship.
well, we don't ever meet each other's, people.
But I just, like, seriously, who says that? Like, even if someone just said, like, oh, it's an open relationship, honestly, does the other person really want to see the person? No. And, like, do you want to, like, hey, I'm sleeping with your husband. It's like, no.
You don't introduce yourself that way. That's the worst first impression ever, also.
First impressions last a long time, too.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Does anybody at home introduce yourselves like that before? Let us know. Let us know how
Samantha's
it went.
pretty much one of a kind. I don't know anyone like her, at least. Do you guys?
No, I don't. But we might be surprised someone out there might have done something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised it is LA.
Yeah.
Or all over the world, wherever y'all are watching from.
Wherever you may be.
Let us know if you've ever had this done to you, or if you've ever introduced yourself like, hey, I'm sleeping with your man kind of thing. But
a lot of people were getting action this episode, though.
Speaking of the dad, finally.
Tom. Bow chicka wow wow.
He put that girl on that table and was going for it.
That was ridiculous. And it was another lawyer.
Of course.
Of course.
After all that little drama that happened between her and...
She played him.
Yeah, she did.
She's really cute, first of all. She's like...
kind of younger, I feel.
Younger, cuter, hot lawyer for him. So I was like, you go, Tom. Good for you.
Yeah.
But at first she played him by being a damsel in distress, like, oh, I'm late for work. Oh, I'm such a mess. Like, where are my glasses? They're on my head. Oh, I'm dropping files and bumping into you. But she did it all on purpose to steal a file from him to get information for the case. And so, of course, Tom goes home and is complaining to Dorrit about it. So Dorrit's like, ooh, I'll help, you know, seek revenge. And so she goes into his work, you know, says that she's just there to get money from her dad, something innocent, starts talking about, you know, how you can, like, manipulate people, basically, and manipulates her into getting the file and gives it to her dad. And then they end up banging.
Yeah, on the table.
Yeah.
On the conference table.
They're even, basically, it was like you can either both steal files from each other and play the, you know, case that way, or like return them,
take out the tension.
Yeah, you know, it's like one or the other. So they decided to bill their clients for 3 more hours and just have sex in the office instead.
And done.
So good for them.
I feel like it was a lot of tension to get out both ways, and they had to get it out somehow. So they got it out with each other.
Might as well.
Yeah. You know, whatevs.
Whatever works for them.
I just love that Dorrit was like the wingman in this situation for being like the little teenage brat.
I don't think she thought that her dad would bang at the end, though. I thought
she'd be disgusted.
Yeah.
She'd be like, ew.
So gross.
What's wrong with you?
Who wants to imagine that? Nobody. But yeah, I'm happy he finally got some action after her name left with the kid.
Oh yeah, I kind of like him with a younger lady like that. She
and
still
both
had
a
her
lawyer
stuff together.
too, so they have a lot of interest. I hope I see her again, and not just because they're banging.
Yeah.
I hope he takes her out on like a legit date.
Or case drama.
Yeah,
The
that could
plot
be good.
Thickens.
2 more episodes. Let's do it. Bring the drama, people.
Well, someone who was not having as much success getting laid was Maggie. Not her fault, though. So, what's her man's name? I'm totally blanking. She met that guy from the army.
Yes.
And he lives far away, so he has to come into town to
With
visit.
the bus, not even
on
a
the
car.
bus.
Right.
Yeah.
And he comes into town, and before he gets there, Mouse and Donna basically say, like, don't put out right away, like, have hairy legs and horrible breath, and don't hook up with him.
Like bad underwear so you won't want to take off your clothes.
Exactly.
Which I have to ask ladies out there, have you ever done such a thing to not, like, because you, like, were like, oh, I don't want to hook up with somebody, so I'll just wear this like, not so cute underwear, not so cute bra, so I have to keep my clothes on because I don't want him to see it.
Not shave.
I've heard that
done
before.
that.
Like,
I've
oh,
done
I'm not
that. I'm
going to
guilty.
shave because I don't want to hook up with someone.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to make sure that I don't.
Yeah.
Makes sense if it works.
you know? It's true. But
Excuse me.
that's what she did basically to make sure. Well, because Donna was saying, and Mouse was saying, you're going to ruin all your relationships. You ruin them because you hook up with them too fast and blah, blah, blah. And
Which I agree to some extent. Like,
Right.
don't be a total slut and, like, sleep with someone right after you meet them right away. But
Right.
if they have, like, a good connection, they've been talking on the phone for a while. Like, if it's the right time, it's the right time. Like,
Right.
you know it yourself.
It's true.
But I guess she always sleeps with someone right away. So
And they say
needs
she
to
always
change her
mistakes
ways.
it for love.
Yeah. Poor baby. I like the
She
little,
needs help.
she got like all these like little cute lingerie type things for him and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And here comes Donna and Mouse saying, maybe you shouldn't wear that.
Maybe you should wear. I love how Mouse was like, you should wear period underwear. I was like,
Mouse is super square and no one should take dating advice from Mouse, first of all.
And even Donna was like,
Donna,
I got
like-
this. Hold on a second. Don't wear that.
Yeah,
Period
like,
underwear.
no, you can't do that ever. Unacceptable.
Disgusting. God. Well, there's that, you know. That's one way to make sure your pants stay on.
Yeah,
That's
right.
true. Well, he was so cute, though. He got off the bus and he was like, oh, I made, you know, dinner reservations at this really romantic restaurant. We could walk around the lake and go to it. And she was like, no, I'm hungry now. I don't want to change. We're going to the diner. And then Mouse joins and cock blocks. And it was just a disaster.
She was being a little brat. She full on did. She's like, can I set the table? Scoot over, scoot over.
I know.
And like, she just joined them. I was like, tell your friend to leave. And this guy just took a bus to come see you. And now you got your friend sitting at the booth eating chili cheese fries with you.
Yeah.
At a diner.
It was just rude.
Yeah.
And poor
also.
guy thinks that like she's not interested in him.
Oh, yeah. He
And
ended up
leaves early.
calling.
He leaves early.
Yeah, he called her mom and
That's
said,
embarrassing.
that's so embarrassing, and was like, I'm leaving the next day, basically.
Yeah.
And so she finds out that way, which is humiliating.
Yeah.
And I like what she ended up doing, though. She ended up going to the bus stop where he took the bus and waited for him and explained the whole situation. And then I think they're back on track now.
I think they are. I feel like mostly it's usually like reversed. It's usually the guy who goes to the bus station and like waits for a girl or tries to explain. Like it's never really a girl. You know what I mean? Like it's usually a guy chasing a girl. We talked about that the last.
I was just gonna say we talked about that in our last show, but see what happened. Now they ended up
Good. They ended
Yeah.
up together. You should do it.
If it
Chase
works out in the
them.
end.
Chase the people you want to be with. Don't let
Yeah.
them go. Stop them. Every girl wants to be chased
yes.
and fought
That is
for.
true.
It's so true. And fought for and like wanted and like stopped.
Everyone
from leaving.
does.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Guy or
Everyone wants
girl.
to feel
Why
loved
can't
and
guys
wanted.
understand that? Why
Take
can't they
notes,
understand
guys.
that? It's not. It's like
I don't
don't get
think
it.
guys are watching this show
You never
right
know.
now.
You never
never
know.
know.
You never know. I'm just saying, if you're like, you know, watching this right
Boys
now,
out
take
there,
notes.
holler at us.
But yeah, I'm glad she did it. I'm glad she explained herself to him and that they're back on track.
Me too. I like them together. And he's a sweetheart. She needs someone that's going to be there for her.
I hope we see him
Change his
again.
slutty ways. She's just a little lost too. And I think he kind of grounds her.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys have anything else to add before we get into predictions?
Don't you have news and gossip? The article, remember?
The
H&M?
article.
oh, the H&M.
Oh, yes. I do have one thing for news and gossip. So, we've been talking about this for weeks. We always call out the outfits on this show, and I found this article on Pinterest about the Carrie Diaries wardrobe and all their fashion, and it is from H&M. Yeah. We were totally spot on about that, and we were like, oh, bongo, it's probably H&M too, and it was totally right, but that's pretty much all the news and gossip that I have.
We always joke about it because we're always like, oh, it's Forever 21, it's H&M. Looks like we just bought it. Looks like we can go out and get it now, not in the 80s.
Because it's supposed to be in the 80s, but it really is that brand.
It really annoys me.
It bothers me,
It bothers me because it's supposed to be 80s. Wear 80s clothes.
I mean, I love H&M. Like, I have plenty of clothes from there. It just, for continuity reasons, it doesn't go with the show at all, or the characters, or anything.
And it's like you stop. All of a sudden, you're thinking, like, you're just watching, like, another show. You're not watching, like, something from the 80s.
Yeah. And I like that it has the 80s vibes. Like, I think it should be all 80s everything.
Like, more 80s, like hair, the bangles, the
they
big
just have
hoop
hints
earrings.
of it. I love when they do it. They should just
colors.
go full on.
They did in the first season. I don't know, like, if the wardrobe person got fired in this season and they hired the guy from Gossip Girl, but I'm sorry, you need to
continuity.
Get
back on it.
We'll see. Hopefully they change the next season.
Harsh critics this episode, but we're saying what we think. We're being honest.
I mean, you don't have to agree with us. It's just it's
just our opinions.
Yeah.
Yep. Deal with it. Let's get into some predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I hope something juicy happens. I feel like Carrie and Sebastian might break up again soon. Like, I feel like that could be, like, a season finale or something, even though there's no hints of it right now. I'm interested to see what Dorot's doing with her love life. They didn't really touch upon that at all in this episode.
Yeah.
I wanted to see more of that. I hope that Tom hooks up with the lawyer again. I hope that, like, becomes a thing. Like, he, like, hooks up with her. Like, even if it's just, like, a booty call, not, like, serious dating. I would like to see them, like...
Friends with benefits.
Yeah, hook up again. I don't know. Have some fun.
Yeah. They need
see
to.
them together. Why not?
They're still young.
Or...
Hey! Anyway.
They are!
What do you guys think? What are your predictions?
I don't know. Like, I'm sad to see that. I think that, like, Bennet's gone, which is sad because... I don't know, maybe I'm hoping that he comes back next season or in the next, like, couple episodes. I think that possibly Larissa is not going to get married. Or maybe that'll be, like, the big, like, finale. I don't think she's going to get married, though.
I forgot about that. They don't even, like...
They don't continue the storyline.
Yeah. Like, I forgot that was even, like, a thing, that she was getting married until you just brought it up. But, like, if that's the big finale, I'm kind of like,
I think,
or it could be her lavish wedding.
Yeah, it could.
That's
crazy wedding.
Sebastian and Carrie are not going to last very long. I think that he's going to get a job in the Tony
California
Hawk
or something,
and he's going to leave.
I think he's going to get a job as a shirtless pool man at a hotel
in your backyard.
Yes, I'm hiring. I'm just kidding. Vanessa will come after me.
Yep.
But anyways, I mean, I guess this is kind of like a teaser prediction, but I think Simon will be back the next episode, so something's gonna happen with him and Maggie. Don't know what. Don't know if it's a fight or another like crazy hookup in the backseat of a police car because she hasn't been back there in a while. I think that Carrie and Sebastian will last till the finale of the season. I don't know if what's going on next season, but I think I want Tom to hook up with that girl again multiple times in an episode. And that's all my predictions. I think Maggie and that guy are working out. Simon's gonna come in and mess it up, and yeah.
Well, that was our after show recap. Hopefully it is a juicier episode next time. Yes. It sounds like that's what we're all hoping for. But thank you for watching our after show. Where can they find you guys?
I'm Anik Dufour. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Anik Dufour. My website, AnikDufour.com.
I'm Annika Michelle. You can find me on Twitter at Annika_Michelle. My website, AnnikaMichelle.com, and Instagram, AnnikaMichelle1.
And I'm Danica Kennedy, and you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Danica Kennedy, and my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Freckles
Yes.
Wears22s.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.